After Action Report, Operation Python, April 4th, 1942. Command ordered my OSS team to investigate a Luftwaffe heavy-lift Zeppelin spotted flying over the Amazon basin. We infiltrated via boat. Turns out, the Nazis had the same idea.
Euer Schutz!
All the jungle rivers on the world. They sail into ours.
Take them out before they warn the rest of the Nazis. Sparks, they hit our motor. Get it fixed or we'll never catch up.
Yes, ma'am.
Professor, help me bail out the boat.
I'm bailing, but they're turning the old girl into Swiss cheese.
Okay. I think it's time for a Pendant Sarge spitball. Batter up!
Granate!
Strike 3! You are out of here!
Well done, Sergeant. Sparks, how's that engine coming?
Working on it.
The good news is that even without an engine, the current is moving us along rather nicely.
Except I don't think you're gonna like where it's taking us. Waterfall!
The waterfall was at least 300 feet high. It made Niagara look like an overflowing bathtub. Sparks, sooner would be better on that engine.
Is this a bad time to mention I don't know how to swim?
Yeah, not gonna matter, Private. That high of a fall, we'll be dead on impact. I don't suppose anyone brought a parachute.
You could all swim to shore while I try to get the motor working.
No one gets left behind. Just get it fixed.
Come on! It should work. All right, time for some percussive maintenance.
Per what?
This stupid motor.
Good job, Sparks. But you should probably learn to swim.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the map, there should be a village a mile up that tributary. They may be able to give us some intel. It's 1942, and the Axis powers are determined to win the war by any means necessary. Got it damn wrong. A Nazi special projects agency is weaponizing the anomalous, the supernatural, and the downright strange. My name is Josephine Chevalier. In another life, I was a singer and a movie star. But when the Nazis took over my adoptive country of France, I still got invited to all the best parties, despite my skin tone. Turns out, I made a pretty good spy. I ran a safe house for Allied intelligence in Casablanca and shot my way out when the Gestapo came knocking. Then I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, something beyond human understanding. Afterward, Wild Bill Donovan, head of the Office of Strategic Services, tapped me to lead a team to fight back against whatever nefarious schemes Goddamn can come up with. I've assembled a crack team of operatives to help me in this endeavor. My second in command is Sergeant Ramos, our combat specialist, on loan from the U.S. Army Forces Far East. Sergeant Ramos has been in the Army since before movies had sound. Put him alone in a room with a squad of SS goons and he's the only one walking out.
Hit their right flank! Go!
Professor Atwood is our civilian expert in the occult. Because going monster hunting is a good way to get killed, unless you know what you're hunting. She's also a good shot with an English longbow.
Fascinating. The ritual requires a blood sacrifice.
And Private Raymond Sparks Morgan is our radio man and tech whiz. He's no slouch in a fight, but usually he's the only one who can make sense of the god-awful machines the Nazis build.
I'm picking up a radio signal, ma'am. We're not alone out here.
Gotterdammerung means twilight of the gods. The Nazis think that means the dawn of the German Übermensch, which I find laughably arrogant if they weren't goose-stepping all over Europe. Together, my team is code-named Cormorant, and our job is to make sure the sun sets on Gotterdammerung for good.
So, is intel military speak for meeting us with drawn bows?
Everyone stay calm. Let's keep our hands off our weapons.
Why are you here?
We're looking for some Germans who may have come through here.
There are too many foreigners around as it is. Turn around.
We're here to stop them. I'm Josephine. What's your name?
Raphael. That's a nice bow.
Oh, you mean Ginny? Yes, she's a classical English longbow. So much more elegant than firearms.
No woman could shoot that bow.
Name your target. If I hit it, you'll point us in the direction of the Germans and grant us safe passage.
And if you fail?
We go away, and you can have my bow.
Professor, are you sure you...
Do we have a deal?
See that flowering vine in the tree across the river? Hit any of the flowers. Lady's choice.
For Queen and country, Edith. I picked 3 flowers. I assume that will do?
Fine. A deal is a deal. They've been driving through all morning in big, heavy trucks. Driven south to the mouth of the Valley de Mort. Yesterday, there was a big explosion from that direction.
Val de Mort.
The Valley of Death.
Just before the mouth of the valley, the river turns into a waterfall. You will have to walk from there. If you were smart, though, you'd turn around and go back. No one who enters the valley ever leaves.
Unfortunately, I have my orders. Thank you, though.
Good luck, Josephine.
Valley of Death. Just great. Just once, just one time, I'd like us to find out that the Nazis are in some nightmare place, and we don't follow them like idiots. Instead, we bomb the shit out of it from 30,000 feet in a flying fortress.
'Tis not ours to question why.
'Tis but ours to make Nazis die. Hold. Vehicles ahead.
The mouth looked like it had once been a narrow rock passageway, but had been widened by explosives.
Looks like 3 sentries.
Cover me. I'll deal with the sentries. Don't go loud if you don't have to.
Ja, das machen wir. Wie geht's dir denn? Lass den mal ansehen. Großartig. Danke. Ich war im letzten Jahr krank, aber jetzt geht es mir.
1.
Das ist gut. Und wie geht es deiner Frau? Es geht ihr auch. Wir sind vor 2 Monaten älter.
The other 2 were smoking and talking, and they didn't seem to have any inclination to break it up. So I switched to my suppressed HDM pistol. 2 and 3.
Was ist das?
Sorry, boss. Don't know how we didn't see that one.
Too close, Sergeant. Thanks, Professor. Spox, can you disable these vehicles temporarily?
One collection of distributor caps coming right up.
Look at the rocks. I'm guessing this was the explosion they heard in the village.
All right, let's go.
Does this part of the jungle look different to anyone else?
Looks like more hot, humid jungle to me.
No, she's right. I haven't seen these ferns before, and the trees are huge. I've seen smaller skyscrapers.
Maybe a different kind of soil?
Maybe.
Hey, Sarge. Sorry about the swimming thing. I feel like I let everyone down.
Don't worry about it, kid. Hey, we'll both take some lessons when we get back.
You mean you can't swim? But isn't the Philippines all islands?
My parents are from the Philippines. I was born in Stockton, California, in the Central Valley. Not a lot of water.
No swimming pools or lakes?
Well, the waterfront was north of Main Street. Too many no Filipinos allowed signs. Going up there was a good way to get your ass kicked.
Gee, I had no idea.
When the war's over, I'm gonna go down there, in uniform, with my stripes and my medals. Tear down every goddamn sign. Just dare them to stop me.
What was that?
Cover!
Excellent work, Dr. Weiss. With your electronic control cores, these magnificent beasts will serve the Fuhrer well.
We were lucky to find a male and female to mate. By the time the first brood hatches, I'll have made control collars robust enough for full field deployment. I was always confident the collars would have applications beyond human subjects.
Yeah. Okay. Am I seeing things? Or are our old friends Alvin and Richter and Dr. Weiss riding damn T-Rexes?
No, that's exactly what it looks like.
This valley must have sheltered them from whatever caused the extinction of their brethren.
Okay, we wait for them to pass and ambush them from behind.
What is it? You smell something?
Run!
Don't.
Ja, wir determined before technological superiority.
My bullets are bouncing right off the damn thing. Now we know why it's called the Valley of Death.
I'm beginning to see the appeal of your bomb the shit out of it proposal.
We can't outrun them.
Into the trees! Sparks!
Hold your fire! Easy, Ingrid. I think we take this one alive. Hello, Private Morgan. My fair Josephine, we must stop meeting like this. People will talk.
Let Sparks go, and maybe we can avoid a firing squad when we catch you.
I adore that feisty spirit. As much as I would love to continue this delightful conversation, we have a Zeppelin to catch. Ingrid, ha!
Can't let them take Sparks, or get those monsters back to Germany. Can you imagine them on the front lines? It would be carnage.
Hey, I want to save Sparks, but even my Tommy gun did nothing. A bazooka, on the other hand, would be handy right about now.
Well, we have to do something.
You okay, Professor? You don't look so good.
I'm fine. Sergeant, What is it called when something makes the same number of soldiers more effective?
A force multiplier?
Right, that. I'm going to get us that. I'll be back shortly. See you on the ground.
Wait, we shouldn't split up.
Just trust me. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Do they teach swinging on a vine like Tarzan in college?
Not that I'm aware, but she's somewhat a closed book when it comes to her personal life. Mostly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we have to trust our Tarzan. Back to the ground.
Weren't you in Tarzan?
No, I never worked for MGM. I was in Barzan, Lord of the Jungle, RKO's knockoff. I played the warrior queen who comes to Barzan's aid before he leaves her for June.
Here's Sparks' carbine. Hope he's okay.
Things were looking grim, with one member of the team, POW, and the other having disappeared into the jungle on a mission unknown. Fortunately, the professor's promised force multiplier turned out to be bigger than I expected.
Now what?
May I present Triceratops horridus, force multiplier. And I brought enough for the whole class. Why not fight fire with fire?
How are you controlling it?
Turns out all those dreadful hours I spent with that dictator that my mother called a horse riding instructor paid off. Now, hop on your mount and let's get Sparks back.
Hey there, girl. Hey, this skull seems pretty tough. And it offers good cover. Yeah, it's like maybe a walking armored personnel carrier.
That's the spirit. Yeah.
Meanwhile, our captured comrade wasn't content to just wait for rescue.
The animal holding compartments are ready, sir.
Prepare the Zeppelin for takeoff.
Jawohl. Okay, Sparks, what do we have? 2 dinosaurs being controlled by electronic collars. If I had my field radio, I could try jamming them. But the crowds have that. A rock probably would just scratch the metal, assuming I could even hit a target that high up. Could try and grab a gun from the Nazis, but I'm not exactly a crack shot.
Tell the ground crews to prepare to remove the mooring lines.
The mooring lines! They must be grounding the ship. The question is if Dr. Weiss has grounded the collars.
Achtung!
Hey, Ingrid! Me, Eddie!
We meet again, Hotman Richter.
Clever girl. But even 3-on-2, your puny plant eaters are no match for our apex predators.
Josephine!
I'm okay.
Hey, Herr Comrade. Let me help you with that cable. Just like Will Rogers, only with a mooring cable instead of a lasso.
Oh there, Frederick! Ah! Nein! Frederick is out of control!
How are those apex predators working out for you now, Richter?
Come on, Herr Doctor. There is nothing we can do. Friedrich and Ingrid are tearing each other apart. Run! Covering fire!
Stand and fight, Richter.
I think not, Herzensprecher. Auf Wiedersehen.
Come on, kid. Get on. Even brought you your carbine.
Thanks, Sarge.
What I wouldn't give for an exploding arrow right now.
What did he call you, ma'am?
Hellraiser. Speaking of which, it looks like the T-Rexes won't be causing any more trouble. We should return our mounts to the valley. I'd hate for them to trample Raphael's village. We returned the Triceratops to the valley, then collapsed the entrance, locking the primordial beasts away from the world again. Maybe someday it will be a zoo or some sort of nature park. We exfiltrated using a borrowed Nazi truck. I drove, with the professor riding shotgun, while Sergeant Ramos and Sparks kept watch from the truck's bed.
Thanks for the rescue, Sarge.
Hey, if you hadn't shorted out that control collar, I'm not sure it would have been much of a rescue. You see the teeth on those things? Good job, Sparks.
Hey, Sarge. Whenever this war ends and we get to go home, I'll come tear down those signs with you.
Thanks, kid.
You know I speak German, right?
I do.
Hellraiser. Not even close.
Well, it's not like the truth was an option.
Why?
I'm a woman leading men. Any respect I get is hard-earned, and I'm not going to let some heartbroken Nazi mess with that. I figured you would understand with your horse-riding lessons. We're going to have to tell them eventually. You're getting stronger.
Yes, I suppose.
That's good. Any weapon we can use against the Axis helps.
I'm not so sure. Remember what you told me about triangulation? How if you have 2 radio towers listening for a broadcast, they can find the location of a transmission?
Sure. Signals Intelligence 101. Why?
Because every time I use my power, I can feel someone or something is triangulating me.
Codename Cormorant is Marion Toro as Josephine Chevalier, Allison Rose as Professor Edith Atwood, Robert Benjamin as Sergeant Gregorio Ramos, Matyas Job as Private Raymond Sparks Morgan. Additional voice work by Danko Bundalo, Dominic James,
and Renan Oliveira de Acevedo Rocha.
Codename Cormorant is written and produced by Nick Carcano. For more information, check our website, codenamepodcast.com.